Now, extremely high gravitational force is applied in any given direction. This entire zone in complex ways. As soon as you get the wheel glitch, charge up a spin dash and then wait for the spikes just
I am, but I don't want you to do it.
And then release the spin dash and hold left. Keep holding left on the D-pad to make your way around this.
I'll plan those later.
It can be tricky, but this is needed to get to the next part of the glitch. As Sonic is falling towards the left side of the screen, do a quick spin dash and then hold left. As Sonic leaves the screen, spin dash again. Hold left, and then 2 seconds later, spin dash once more. When the camera levels out, repeatedly hold left for brief periods until you reach the mini-boss. It's possible to maintain the wheel glitch into the second act, but we'll lose the glitch if we jump. The reason this glitch works is the game still takes...
Can I go up to 99?
The game is programmed...
No.
Wheel, the player has to jump off it, which we haven't done as we were never on it to begin with. For us to keep the effects of the glitch, we need to beat this mini-boss without jumping, which is tricky to say the least. First, we need to hold left while on this wall until we can safely land on the spinning spike platform. Turn to the right and then begin spin dashing to open up the boss for attack. Now, luckily when we take damage, it puts us back on the platform and enables us to roll off and bounce on top of the boss for the remaining hit. Once the boss is down and the act ends, we still have the wheel glitch in the second
I swear you
act
can plant it way much
this
quicker.
act is even more broken than the first, but requires a lot more moves to make it through quickly, but to explain it would take a while. So, as the controls are on screen, here are some pointers to get you through. You're able to jump off the red barrels and keep the glitch as they
My FPS!
and then it's cleared out. A series of spin dashes in certain directions will get you to where you need to be, and eventually you'll be clipping through this wall to end up on the
Give me
spin dash down here
your toes.
to get up to these platforms, remembering not to jump at any point as you'll lose the wheel glitch. As before, the red barrels can be jumped from without losing the glitch. This next part requires a lot of height to make a jump up to the top, and then you need to land on the Batbot, then the ring bolt, and hopefully touch the rounded edge to stand on it like so. Hold left on the D-pad and Sonic will run into the wall, and as soon as the camera starts moving, let go of left. About half a second later, tap right and then left again. Should put you on the other side of this wall only Knuckles can break. Now that we're in Knuckles' section, it's pretty much a straight shot all the way to the end of the act. We can finally jump again now and into the cannon, which will take us to a ton of boosters, and once we're through all those, we'll actually end up being on Knuckles' side of this button. Jump over the button and Knuckles will appear out of nowhere, and the cutscene will begin as normal, and then it's up to fight Robotnik. This whole thing just goes to show how broken Carnival Night can be with the wheel glitch. But there are a couple of other glitches before we leave this zone. If Tails airlifts Sonic onto a cannon, Sonic can stand on top of it. Do a spin dash and eventually Sonic will hit the floor and he'll be in a state where gravity no longer applies. The game thinks he's in the cannon, so pressing jump fires him out. Get to the passage leading to the mini-boss, then backtrack and have Tails...
That's Dino Kid's lunchbox!
You'll be able to go back into the main stage and immediately things will start looking off. Stand above this anti-gravity teleport...
We need to save him now!
Have Tails airlift Sonic upwards so it's off screen and then drop down.
When
Sonic is set back up the teleporter, everything is now even more messed up than before, as a lot of sprites have been displaced slightly.
I'll kill myself.
Swapped out for the electricity sprites from the boss. Keep it around until the end of the act, and it will
Dino Kid!
to reappear as glitched out letters. And then it will kill Sonic the minute the second act begins. Nice. As Tails, when the mini-boss is over, drop down to the ground and then hop on.
Yay!
Push through the ground and into a glitchy mess below. He'll keep falling until he hits the bottom of the screen and loses life. Okay, onto Ice Cap Zone now. Here we're going to be using a glitch to break this zone too. There's a slope that you have to jump from to land on this platform.
Stop moving!
Where we can get what's called the slope glitch. When you stand on a sprite-based object, as it's destroyed, Sonic enters a state in which he retains the angle of the last ground plane he stood on. In this example, he maintains the steep angle of the slope that can be pushed into the wall and begin falling without resistance infinitely. This can be used to...
Just gonna put some food in here
as the
for him.
ice platform begins falling, when Sonic reaches this point, begin moving right. The ice platform will slam into the wall and Sonic will now be...
Oh, so I can just press it now.
Jump down from here, and then as soon as you hit the slope below, jump again.
No, man.
Now, hold down on the D-pad until the slope ends. As soon as Sonic is thrown into the next slope...
I need toes!
...for around 4 seconds. Hold right for half a second, followed by left for 1.5 seconds. Then right again for half a second, left for half a second, and then finally right again for a second, and if you manage to see this section, jump here. All that will hopefully put you in or around this part of Ice Cap, the passage leading to the end of the act. But we're not done just yet. With slope glitch active, if we here and hold right, we can do another wrap which will take us into the second act while we're still in the first. Timing it from this point here, hold right for 5.5 seconds, left for 2 seconds, right for 1 second, and then left for a second. When you see this penguinator, jump and hold right on the D.
Now
Still holding
I need close
split second after. This
my FPS.
which you'll have to jump down to, and you'll still have the
Oh, that's wolf boat.
end Robotnik as usual and go on to finish Act 2 while still technically in Act 1.
A wolf
The
boat.
second act begins
What the hell is that?
0 seconds on the clock. So that's Ice Cap Zone, completely destroyed.
I'm
On to
dumb.
launch base now, and before we kill this Zone 2, here's a few minor glitches you can try. If you roll onto the huge metal rotating platforms and come to a dead stop, the wrong sprite animation will be shown. The same thing applies if you bounce on it with a bubble shield. If you manage to get Sonic in just the right spot on a booster, charge up a spin dash, and this will happen if you keep pressing.
Bees.
At the beginning of Act 2, make sure you have a lightning shield and make your way down here to a fire shield on a platform above the water. Stand next to it and then spin dash. When you hit the water, it'll turn completely white. You can only see Sonic once he goes above the water, and this glitch can only be fixed by entering a bonus stage and reload everything as normal. Okay, let's break launch base zone. When Act 1
No,
begins, we need to do things in a sequence to set up the next level. We need
No.
Flybot to follow us
No.
under the huge
What?
platform. Once we're standing about here on this ledge facing left, look up to lock the camera in position. The Flybot should attack Sonic and knock him off the ledge to the left and inside the spikes below. Sonic will now be inside the wall, so hold right for a short amount of time and then hold down to pan the camera. Doing this will get us into Knuckles' Act 1 boss room, as we'll be able to trigger a screen lock. Once the screen catches up to Sonic, jump up to open the floor to enter the boss room.
Yeah, I'm going to
Tails
eat.
are only meant to fight one of these twin hammer bosses, so finishing one triggers the end of the act and also glitches out the remaining one, which will still follow you. Being that Sonic isn't meant to be in Knuckles' boss room, Act 2 won't load correctly, meaning Sonic will die either way. But he's in the
Bez.
long enough to appear in his version. If you initiate the boss and then use Tails to airlift Sonic back up to where the screen lock happens, upon finishing Act 1, Knuckles' Act 2 will load correctly, meaning we can go through his stage instead. Now, provided the other twin hammer is still with us, it will follow us wherever we go. By having it follow us all the way to the first boss of Sonic's second act, we can do some really cool things.
Hello, motherfucker.
Just before jumping in Robotnik's Egomatic will end Act 2, and the signpost will drop in the ocean. Not only that, an invisible
supposed to
Knuckles
follow
will
me.
knock us back during a glitched cutscene. When we make it to the main boss, the Egomatic will glitch out, and as soon as Sonic touches the floor, the act officially ends. But Robotnik won't let a simple thing like a stage end get in his way. Aha!
I don't
How
want
do
you
like
to
it
me
now?
that.
Uh-oh. Something's not right here. If you take the
My game froze again.
It'll be loaded with Knuckles sprites. You can destroy it once you get to the other end, and then it'll turn the Death Machine into something a bit more colorful. I like it. Suits you. Oh no, not this again. Oh, and in Act 2, at the beginning, charge up a spin dash, and if you don't hit the platform,
Oh, what the hell? What the hell?
put you inside the floor. Then just hold right, and wait. Wait for it. Just a second.
Flashbang! How did I survive that?
In part 2, we
Flashbang!
even more. Check out some of the crazy glitches to be found with D.
Hello, motherfucker.
Be sure not to miss it. And if you like this episode, hit that like button, share it with everyone you know and love. Please subscribe if you want to see more from the series.
Hello, motherfucker.
Page for the show.
Yeah, run away.
Sneak peeks to upcoming
You're my
episodes
good boy.
to keep you
Oh,
guys in the
man.
know about all things Son of a Glitch. Or you guys can follow me on Twitter and keep updated that way. Also, I stream on Twitch whilst making episodes, so you guys should check me out there too.
What the hell? Oh, there we go. No thanks.
Son of a bitch. Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles.
Oh, I think I've seen her before.
Continue our glitch
Transpeed. Pinky up, I'm Transpeed. What the hell? You want log. You want log. You want a log. Why do you want to log in the first place?
We'll put Sonic through the ground and inside a wall. Now holding right on the D-pad. This isn't the only glitch in Mushroom Hill Zone.
Wait, where?
Have Tails hang on one of these poles you find in the zone. Now have Sonic move away from Tails so he's on
There.
screen. Then move Tails back on screen towards Sonic and this will happen. Tails seems a bit confused.
If
But when he
I die, will start off it, so I need to
like
get
a
speed.
Sonic, if you destroy the Act 1 boss before it has a chance to make its way to the far right side of the screen, it can have strange effects during the score. Using Tails to airlift Sonic before control is taken away from the player, once he lands, you'll now have full control of Sonic. Now position of sprites relative to the camera have become displaced, which is funny enough, but you can also move all the way to the right of the screen. The beginning of Act 2 has partially loaded, but with the camera position like this, to go too far to the right would be suicide. But once Act 2
Bruh.
is properly, you'll be able to move on, and straight into the next glitch. For this, you'll need a fire shield. During the cutscene where nothing then use the fire shield to quickly move the opposite
Where is
direction,
it?
and when the camera moves upwards, the zone's color palette will remain the same instead of changing season. From changing seasons to a change of zone. In Flying Batteries, there's a glitch you can do from the beginning that's not only hilarious to look at, but extremely useful too. When the first act begins, stand close to this booster and crouch down to pan the camera. When it's locked down, do a one-tap spin dash and then hold right on the D-pad until you enter the loop. This will throw Sonic's physics completely out the door, and the result is amazing.
No, I'm not going to die alone. Hello, Muck Kitty.
And using this state,
For frick's sake.
by doing not very much at all. This glitch is the pose Sonic or Tails is stuck in.
Excuse me, what the hell?
Reminds me of something. You tackle the mini boss way, but we want to keep the slope glitch to also break the second act. In order to do this, stand on the edge of the boss next to the button as it's being destroyed. When Sonic stands on a sprite-based object as it's destroyed, he's able to enter the slope glitch state. When Act 2 begins, we're going to be doing a series of complex steps in order to zip our way through it. Firstly, you need to charge a spin dash to give you some speed and height to land on this curved ceiling by jumping to the right. Then begin holding left briefly until Sonic is inside the floor. At about this point, hold right for a split second and then let go. Hopefully Sonic should fall into this section of wall here, and then we can just hold left on the D-pad. Sonic will now
Go kill yourself.
outside, so make your way to the right until we reach the other side. Here we need to jump
Bro, do you mind?
left on the D-pad to run inside it and initiate a zip. About 3 seconds into this zip, and while still holding left, tap jump. This should put Sonic
Do you
on the
mind?
platform, and from here we can
I'm trying to do something.
but in typical fashion, we won't be seeing much of robotics here. If we stand in just the right spot and then spin
I
dash,
can't even go back.
right through the lasers at the side of the screen and slip past Robotnik. Now everything will appear glitchy but function normally, so now we just have to make our way up to the box. In Tails' version of the zip, holding left all the way will put him in a lower part of the act past the box. You need to fly to the right and then
Don't make me put out the yeah.
upwards, and then quickly make your way to the top before Tails is crushed. When you eventually get to
Leave me alone.
the top, and then you have to
Leave me alone.
onto it to begin the boss. Right. Nice job. Here's a couple of other glitches.
My game froze.
By airlifting funky bars, Sonic can be completely broken yet again. The game
I'm gonna have to do a part 2 of this.